on attending an Elvis Presley movie solo on Johnny Cash's birthday, 2026. Today is Wednesday, 3 June 2026 AD. I'll let it settle. You know, was there any poof between the two at the time? Are they both in the grave going, hey bud, you know, but it's okay, bud, you know, something like that. So here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, reflect on attending 2026 film epic, capital E, capital P, lowercase I, capital C, Elvis Presley in concert, solo at Regal Cinebarre on the day and month of the birth of Johnny Cash, 26 February, in a later year, 2026. 2626. Including eating my dinner, Cobb salad with blue cheese dressing, with me in person and Elvis on the big screen. So it was not 2022 film Elvis, although was an Elvis and Austin Butler mixed together as the older Elvis, which is different than 2026 film Michael, where it's like Michael Jackson and Jafar Jackson, but Jafar Jackson's like the young Michael Jackson and the Michael Jackson is the adult Michael Jackson kind of thing. So confusing. Okay, anyway, so oh, and then in YouTube, sorry, this is YouTube. Since I put both of these people's names in the title of the video, does it do people mentioned in the video and do two pictures? Because I've been doing like one and then I'm like, it'll show like a little picture of a person. Does it show no people? I don't know how that works currently if you're watching that. Anyway, so here we go. So I think they were friendly dudes, at least on this particular viewing. So I did the best I could with the offerings and without losing myself. Elvis Presley is my soulmate, whereas Johnny Cash is not. There was no Johnny Cash movie offering. However, there was this Elvis Presley documentary style movie, which is where I was going with all this of, it wasn't 2022 film Elvis. It was documentary footage of Elvis Presley by the director Baz Luhrmann, who did the 2022 film Elvis. And then the movie studio was Neon, which another movie I've seen recently that's a Neon studio movie is 2026 film I Love Boosters. Yeah, this is really cool, isn't it? It's all timely and like a happy family. The movies. Papa Gillespie, really? Yeah, it fits if that's true. Yeah, okay. So I think Johnny Cash would have been happy with my pick that I chose. Not only did I choose an autobiography / biography, so it wasn't somebody copycatting or impersonating with like a, ooh, it's new kind of movie. It was acting / music, which they both kind of delved into television a little bit, and I've covered it in, you know, at least one Johnny Cash Christmas special on this channel before. And so there's that. And then they also, in addition to that, they did have music and perform on stage. There was overlap in their careers. And overlap, so, and I brought this up on this channel before. Come to find out that Elvis Presley actually preceded Johnny Cash, but they both, you know, Sun Records and signed Johnny Cash after Elvis Presley. You know, kind of thing, like, but they were like, so they were proximally close. So I did really good, and like, not only was it somebody from the same, like, time period, there was overlap, and like they might have known each other, kind of thing. So that was pretty cool. And then my bonus, I got a lot of bonus on this one. So memory evaluation of finding out perhaps my Elvis Presley is like me and choosing Mussolini over Hitler. So I've talked about that before. Like maybe I'm like baby Mussolini, you know, kind of thing. And I was like, me being adopted means I am Italian, not German, also not Polish, if that's true. And I got my ancestral breakdown correct. So I'm Italian / Roman, not German nor Polish. But I'm more so to Native American ethnicities, so there's still like 8 ethnicities for my Heritage Travel Trip series. So that's kind of an interesting one. So my Mussolini taste was pretty good. All right, if I looked at the axis of evil for World War II, my Mussolini taste wasn't bad. And I got a shout out, like, I saw it, viewing 1. Elvis Presley was deployed in Europe, so he served in the United States of America. He was like 2 years. He was deployed in Europe, and they had a clip of him in the movie where he's like trying his Italian, but he was deployed in Germany, right? And I was like, he's like me. We choose Mussolini over Hitler. Like, we shouldn't be ranking dictators. And I was like, but it's Italian taste, and I'm not German, and I am Italian, so I got that right. But he got that right, and I wasn't even born yet. That's pretty good, if that's true. And he's my soulmate. Yeah, okay. So, all right, so he was in the United States of America Army Armored Vehicles Division, and they even show footage of him out with, you know, the tanks on the ground. So it was pretty cool. And yeah, and then I ate dinner with my Elvis Presley in person in movie forms. So I attended the movie as a soloist, so it was just me and Elvis Presley on the big screen in terms of like who I came with. But there were like the workers, you know, and that kind of stuff, but like me soloist and Elvis on the screen. I did a order of the Gobblefather 2 Cobb salad with lettuce, tomatoes, smoked bacon, chicken, cheese, boiled eggs, and my choice dressing of blue cheese. And it came with 2 of the dressings that time. I didn't get it with avocado, so I think like there's a balance of the avocado was removed, so they're like, here's a second salad dressing in place of the avocado. I was like, thank you. I like my fat calories. I love the Cinebarre, Regal Cinebarre. That was Regal Cinebarre Mount Lake. Okay. And I got to be a glutton and watch Elvis Presley. I was like, yes. Okay. And then my Papa Gillespie, surname bearer of Gillespie, and Mama Gillespie, who I am Italian/Roman through. She's not related to my adoptive family. All right. So it turns out my adoptive family, the people I live with, so that they would be 0 parts Greek or Roman on any side. I was like, oh, there was a lot of work that went into this, getting the correct ethnicities through while doing minimal disruption to my family, if that's true. So thank you for those involved, if that's true. And again, if that's true. So my Papa Gillespie and my Mama Gillespie and this Tanis Gillespie chose a good date of birth for me, 26 February. Right. So when my Elvis Presley and I married in December 2024, we went with my 26 February 1993 date of birth and a Tanis/Tanis Presley no surname/surname approach to documentation, and it processed as physiologically awake, even if I was in sleepwalking mode. Or Narnia mode or whatever. I was ripping all the band-aids off here right now. And so it was like, so my mama, Gillespie, then like, and my Papa Gillespie, they might have targeted 23 February for my birthday, and I chose 26, but I still got to give them credit, right? If it was like off by a lot, then I might not have made the 26. So it's like a teamwork. Papa Gillespie, Mama Gillespie, and this Tanis Gillespie, if that's true. The ghost of Elvis Presley helped get this video through.